What's going on, guys? So in front of me, you were looking at one absolutely beautiful truck. This is a brand new Ram 1500 limited truck, crew cab, four-wheel drive. We're going to take a close look at this truck and see what it's all about. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Alright, so if you've watched my channel for a while, you probably know I'm a big fan of red, and I can tell you that this Delmonico red looks absolutely gorgeous on this truck. The rims, the whole package, the front grille, everything in this truck just screams luxury pickup truck, and they've done a fantastic job on the outside trim. So starting off, this truck is going to be equipped with the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 with e-torque. It's going to produce 395 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque, plus an additional 130 pound-feet of torque because of the e-torque system built into it. And all that power is going to be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as we walk around this truck, we'll first start off by talking about the front end, which I really think looks beautiful. Now, I know the next generation Ram truck is going to be coming out soon, but by no means does this front grille look dated at all. LED headlights, LED high beams, LED fog lights, front parking sensors, front camera. This thing is completely loaded with tech, and I think it looks drop dead gorgeous. As we come around and take a look at the front wheel tire setup, it's got Nexen 275/55 R20 tires on a beautiful two-tone wheel. Another feature this truck has is power deploy running boards, which are very indicative of your higher spec trucks. Looking down the side of this truck, you can see the beautiful chrome trim, limited template, as well as some really nice color matched fender flares. You know what? I have to admit, ever since I've dove deeper into the tailgate wars to see exactly the benefits that these new tailgates have with them, I'm really starting to like some of the features and some of the benefits that you're seeing on these trucks. So on the back of this truck, you have a lot of cool things going on here. First of all, look at the back bumper. The entire thing is a step, so no real need to have corner steps because every part of the bumper back here is a step. You can step up anywhere you want. Also, it has a deploying step down here in the middle of the back. So if you pop that out, you can see that the step isn't angled off to one side. It's definitely placed more near the center, closer to the hitch, which is really nice when you couple it with this absolutely fantastic tailgate that the folks from Ram developed. So it's a standard tailgate first and foremost. I have some stuff loaded in the back here so you can kind of see some of the benefits here. And this is one of those things that everyone is looking for. They want a standard tailgate, but then they also want some capabilities beyond that. So this gives you the standard tailgate. But what is really nice is this feature. So you can open up the tailgate like a swing door. And when I first saw this tailgate, I didn't really understand exactly how this would benefit me, but now that I've had an opportunity to know, understand, and use this tailgate, it's pretty dang awesome. So I only have to open up one side if I want to open up that side. On this side, I can split it open like this if I want to open up both sides. Now, some people are going to say, well, why would you want that? Well, the reality is the approach to the back is so much closer. And this is something we got to experience with the Denali because when we dropped our tailgate, you know, we're still pretty far away from the bed. Then you drop the inner tailgate and you can scoot up about 6 inches. But on this truck, because the whole tailgate essentially swings out of the way on each side, I can walk right up to the bed of the truck and I could probably lean forward and touch that if I really, really wanted to. But the reality is I have so much better access to the bed of my truck, and when you have a truck that gives you better access, you just want more of it, and this truck definitely gives you a tremendous amount of bed access, which is really, really nice. So I have some gallon containers right here. It's so easy just to walk up to the truck, place them inside of the truck and not have any problem at all. One of the reasons why I actually prefer this over the GMC tailgate is, and let me show you. So on the GMC tailgate, for me to use it, I have to drop the tailgate first, then drop the second tailgate, and then I can operate it. With this one, I simply walk up. I can open the tailgate like this if I want, or I simply open the tailgate like this if I want. It's such a convenient feature to have, and you only know that you love it when you've had it and you've had a chance to use it. And this step right here gives you such easy access into the bed of this truck. Very, very convenient, very, very nice. Now, the one downside to this is if you're using the tailgate as a traditional tailgate in the down position, it might be a little bit more difficult to climb on the tailgate to get in the bed of the truck since the step isn't really going to be functional at that point. Okay, another feature of this bed that you can't get with all of the manufacturers, but is something that is really nice when you can get it, is this really nice tie-down rail system. So basically you have almost an unlimited number of locations to be able to secure things if you're going to have anything in the bed of the truck. And these really come in handy if you're going to load like a big TV in the back, or perhaps a lawnmower, or perhaps, you know, some type of large piece of furniture, and you want to have places to be able to tie it down that might not hook to the traditional spots all trucks have. So I love the fact that you have this really nice rail that goes up and down both sides and gives you the ability to really secure things any way you want to. I also love the fact that they give you controls to your lights here in the bed of the truck. So Ford and Ram both do this. General Motors does not. General Motors, the light will turn on for about 30 seconds when you drop the tailgate after you get out of the truck, and then you have a button on the inside where you can turn the light on as well. But on Ram and Ford, if you want to turn the light on, you're already at the back of the truck, you simply turn the light on with a button. I think that's a huge miss on GM's part, but it is definitely a great thing to see on Ram trucks as well as Ford trucks. It's worth noting that even though this has a specialty tailgate with this divide right here, the tailgate does not feel heavy. It feels very easy to manage, and it has a really nice soft opening feature. A lot of trucks have that feature now, and it's almost expected, but it's really good to know it not only opens really smoothly, but it also closes easily, which this one does. On the back here, you have both a 7-way connector as well as a 4-way connector on top of it. That is really nice. Some trucks, and GM in particular, have removed the 4-way connector up here and put the camera connections instead. For me, it'd be great to put a camera connection over here, put it somewhere else, but leave your 4-way connector for your smaller, lighter trailers that don't have a 7-way connection on them. 2-inch receiver here on the back. Again, you have your step right there. Nice dual exhaust with chrome tips. LED lighting all the way around. These don't do any type of animation. So in 2023, 2024, most trucks have in some ways moved to an animated taillight or an animated light in general. On this truck, it's not animated. It's pretty much a carryover from the previous year lighting. But you can see it is all LED, so it does look really nice. It's accented really nice. But I'm going to guess in the next generation of this truck, you're probably going to see a lot of light animation on it, which, you know, everyone likes to see. Coming around, I love the fact that there's still a steel bumper on the front and back of this truck. So Toyota, who pretty much has completely gone away from steel bumpers, if you look at the GMC Denali, it does not have a steel bumper on the front, but it has a steel bumper on the back. If you look at Ford, you get both front and rear steel bumpers. I love the fact that Ram is still using a steel bumper on the front and a steel bumper on the back. And again, that step across the back steel bumper, I think, is absolutely fantastic and super functional. Now, this truck has air suspension. So I could show you underneath and what the coil springs look like if it had coil springs, but it doesn't. This is an air suspension equipped truck. You have a lot of cool capabilities from here, like I can lower the truck by pressing that button twice, and you may not even be able to tell that it's doing it. There you go. You can see the front lowering first. Now the back's lowering. I don't believe Ford offers air suspension on the F-150. I could be wrong, but I don't believe they do. GM offers it on their Denali, so you can get adaptive air suspension on the Denali, but Ram has been offering it on their premium trucks for a while, and it's really nice to still see that it's on this truck. Now, I'm not sure if I press the same button twice if the truck will raise back up. I don't think it will. Of course, on the remote, you can drop your tailgate, start the truck, or lower the truck as well. Right now, the truck is in its lowest setting, which can actually make it pretty nice if you want to walk up to the side, lean into the bed of your truck, and grab something. All right, so let's pop the hood so you can see what that Hemi e-torque looks like. Okay, so we've popped the hood so you can see what this engine looks like. Very clean engine bay. You can see the e-torque system right here. Let's hop inside of the truck, take a look at the interior. Okay, so this truck does have a button on the outside of the door if you want to lock it, and if you touch the inside of the handle, it will unlock the truck. Check out this interior. I mean, is this not absolutely beautiful? Now, I know I've featured Ram limited trims on my channel before, but I'm going to tell you, you know, after owning the Denali and being in several high-end Ford products, that every time I look at a Ram interior, it makes me smile. It's just absolutely beautiful. The interior layout, the mix of technology along with real wood, the mix with, you know, this beautiful leather. I love how they do the trimming and the stitch work. even the center console. It just looks drop dead gorgeous. And man, ever since Ram went to this style of interior, they kind of make me feel as if they set the bar, you know, in terms of what a truck interior should look like. And one thing that I like, and I know a lot of people won't, so I'll admit this right up front, is the fact that this truck does not have a sunroof. So some people love sunroofs, some people don't, some people could care less. I either usually fall towards caring less or not wanting one. And I love the fact that this truck doesn't have one. For me, it's like one extra piece of glass that you don't have to worry about. Anyways, let's hop inside. So the one feature that this truck is kind of missing whenever you compare this to like a Denali Ultimate or a Ford F-150 Platinum, at least that I'm aware of, I don't believe you can get massaging seats in this truck. Now, I know some people are going to say, who needs massaging seats in a pickup truck? Well, when you pay as much as these trucks now command from a price point perspective, you kind of wish that they'd have massaging seats if the competition does. And this truck does not have massaging seats. Let's go ahead and get it started up. Sounds absolutely amazing, of course, because there's a nice Hemi in this truck. Huge, huge navigation screen. This thing is just absolutely a huge screen. They kind of set the bar whenever they started putting this 12-inch Uconnect system in. But really nice. One of the features that I really like about Ram and their 12-inch Uconnect system is the fact that you can put so much information on the screen. It feels really comfortable. It feels like you're putting the right amount of information on, even though you hit the apps button and it can be a little bit overwhelming because there's so much information that you can actually have up here, and it can be a lot to look at whenever you're going through the information. You have all of your main controls down here. You have air conditioning controls as well, but you also have buttons, which I really like. So I kind of prefer having actual buttons and knobs for your air conditioning versus just something that you have to touch on the screen. So if I want to raise or lower the temperature, I can either do it from a button or I can do it from a slider right here. I prefer to do it from a button. Some people may prefer to do it from a slider. I guess if you own a Tesla, you probably prefer to do it from a slider. This also has trailer steering built into it as well, so you have the ability to steer the truck in reverse, a feature that I think Ford kind of pioneered, but then you started seeing other manufacturers incorporate it into their trucks as well. And you can actually steer the trailer with this. If you look at the Toyota system, it's kind of a straight line system where it just gets you in a position where if you're lined up in the direction you want to go, it will keep you going in that direction. This one actually enables you to steer the trailer. I love the position of the trailer brake controller right here as well. I think that's in a great spot. My arms rested, relaxed. If we're going to be going through some really crazy windy weather and I need to, you know, actuate the brakes, I can do that from here very, very easily without having to reach over or reach down out of the way. I can turn on or off my front and rear parking sensors, tow haul mode, traction control, and I can also raise the truck height right here. So you have 5 different settings to raise the truck up to or lower it to. Over here are my 4-wheel drive controls, as well as my shift knob with that jeweled upgraded little bezel that goes on top of it. That looks absolutely fantastic. Push button start, of course. Real wood all throughout this truck. It's absolutely beautiful looking. I love the stripes going through it as well as the contrasting stitching. Has intelligent cruise control, so it has radar cruise control built in. A lot of these features are becoming pretty standard on your higher trim trucks from any manufacturer, but it's always good to note that the truck you're looking at has it. Love the gauge cluster up here, which is a full digital readout display. I can probably toggle through some things here if I want to as well. So let's see what happens here. So you have different gauge clusters you can go through. You can see whatever you want to take a look at, and it gives you all the information right up here on the screen. This truck also has heads-up display, which you may be able to see right there, which is really nice. And I've gotten used to it on our Denali, and I love seeing it now the more I have an opportunity to use it. So heads-up display is nice because I can simply look through my windshield at the speed as well as the speed limit. Over here on the side are my headlight controls. Again, LED headlights. You also have your high center mount light control as well as your fog light control. You have nice trimmed off grab handles here, something that Ram's been doing for a long time. I love the fact that Ram still gives you a 12-volt outlet up here, something GM has removed from all of their trucks, at least the latest iterations of all of their vehicles. You have USB, USB-C, as well as an auxiliary connection, which is also really nice. Something a lot of truck manufacturers no longer offer is that auxiliary connection, and I really think it's nice to just include it. A lot of people have invested a lot of money in accessories for their equipment, and sometimes it requires a 12-volt outlet, sometimes it requires an auxiliary outlet, but it's good to know that it's still there. You have wireless charging right here. I love that this pocket slides forward and back. My wife loves this as well. She can drop her purse in there, cover it up and it's out of the way. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about people looking in on it as well. Open up a spot right here. Got a lot of coin holders right here. This looks absolutely beautiful the way this is closed off with this wood finish to it. You have a nice deep pocket right there if you want to throw your phone in there instead of putting it in that section down there. Nice limited badging here. Beautiful center console, and has all of these measurements that they put on the inside of your center console, which is actually pretty ingenious, because this is typically going to be complete dead space, and they've been able to give you at least information that you may be able to utilize. Maybe 1 in a million chance you're out somewhere and you're like, man, I need that conversion. Well, here it is. Nice deep center console here. Now you have this little divider right here, and that just simply divides this space and this space right here, so things don't slide back. Don't have a 110 outlet up here, so you can utilize it. This does have a 110 outlet down here though, which is really nice. So that makes up for it. You know, you have a 110 outlet at least for the front to be able to plug in conventional, 110 accessories. And then up top you have a rear view camera mirror, which I always appreciate now. I have really grown to love these camera mirrors. They come in so handy. They give you a lot of great functionality. They come in so handy, and they give you a view that you typically can't see if you have something like a child seat in the back of your vehicle that obstructs your view through the back window. And of course you would have your sunroof controls here if this one had a sunroof, but it does not. You do have a power electric rear window. And then of course your reading lights right here, your map lights, dome lights. And you can drop your tailgate from right there. Home link is right here. Anyways, let's hop in the back of this truck and see what it's all about. Okay, so before we get into the back seat, first of all, something I missed up front, this does have a Harman Kardon system, real aluminum speaker grills that cover them. Beautiful. Love the trimming. Even on the back of this truck, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful back seats. Something they've carried over here as well are these great storage compartments underneath the seats. Ram does a lot of really interesting things. All the manufacturers have kind of their own little approach to unique storage solutions. With GM, it's in the middle of the seat right here. You can open up a pocket. With Ram, it's down here. But a feature that Ram offers on their half-ton truck that I really, really wish other manufacturers would is this one right here. I can take the seat and I can recline it. This is a feature that I believe Toyota used to have, but they no longer have, especially if you get their hybrid truck because it has batteries under the seat. But I love the fact that they let you have this huge amount of leg room, but then they let you take advantage of that leg room by being able to recline the seat. This is super awesome. Man, this is a feature I wish I had in my Ford. So that is cool. Beautiful, beautiful mat. I love how it's flat back here as well. Plus, you have storage back here. So you have storage underneath both sides to be able to store whatever you want. It's set up in a really, really nice way. It's set up with a lot of space, so this wall isn't super thick and obstructive to anything that you might want to put in here. Ford kind of does the same thing. General Motors puts this big plastic covered mold back here that is like 3 inches thick, and it takes up a lot of room. And if they went to a skinnier setup like this, it would just give them that much more flexibility to store more stuff back here. But that can also fold flat as well if you don't want that up. Really cool. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm a huge fan of what Ram does. They do a lot of really innovative solutions to problems that people don't know that they have, or problems that people have been dealing with other truck manufacturers, and they've kind of fixed them. All right, hopping in the back, another 110 outlet back here. You have USB, USB-C connections. You have heated and ventilated seats in the back seat. Nice air conditioning vents. I also like that they put cup holders with kind of a spot for a handle. You know, that's kind of innovative because a lot of trucks don't have that. But this is a beautiful, beautiful interior. I love how it's set up. Suede headliner as part of this kind of ultimate package that this truck has. But they've done a fantastic job. And you have your center console right here. The center console feels like the front center console in a lot of trucks. I mean, this is a wonderful center console to have in a vehicle. But what do you guys think? Please let me know. Leave a comment below. I know it's a pretty long video, but when you look at these trucks, there's just so much to look at. There's so much tech. There's so much really great features that they're baking into these trucks from an exterior and interior perspective. It's definitely worth taking a closer look at. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.